Hey Emma, welcome in, welcome in. How are you? Hey Sabri. Hi Kim. Hi Spud. Hi Mama. Good morning, Cuddlebug. Yes, Debbie. How are you? Oh, Emma, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. I'm good, Susan. How are you? Good morning, Brat. Hi, Kelly. Hey, Star. Let's get those, tap the screen. Let's get that up there. Waiting on Miss Sarah Schultz to come in. Let me check her. Hold on a second. I send her the link. Hi, Madison. Okay, hers is. I think I saw it. No, not yet. Mods, if you see Sarah Magnificent, let me know so I can put her in the box. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Matt. Hey, Madison. Hey, Full of Heart. Hey, Monica. Today we're doing the case of the missing truck driver out of Iowa, David Schultz. Her name is Sarah Magnificent. Hang on, guys. I'm giving information. I got a new background going up. Hey, Munchie. Hey, DJ. Hang on, Matt. Oh, there she is. There she is. Right. If you. Okay. All right, my mods. I love y'all. How do I make me and her the same size? Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Sorry, 1 second, babe. I'm trying to get us the same size so we're comparable. Hey, Mitzi. We're doing the case of the missing truck driver out of Iowa, Mr. David Schultz, and I have his wife, Sarah, here to tell us the story, kind of do some questions. Click my multi box. Huh?
I think at the bottom in the middle it says multi something.
I don't have that.
I do on mine.
Do you?
Yeah, it's right next to my mic on the bottom toolbar.
Hmm. I don't see that. I wonder why.
You're
Hold
typing.
on. Let me see if this is going to work. There we go. Yay, I learned something new today. So right now we're not putting anybody else in the box. Yes, Reese, Aiden is still missing. Right now we're going to have Miss Sarah Schultz in the box. It's her husband, David Schultz, that's missing out of Iowa. This case really hits home for me. As many of you know, I've been in the trucking business for 24 years. My husband is a driver and is currently in Iowa or Ohio, one of the two today. I'm not sure which one. But I want to let her tell her story, and I would like to, after that, we can do some questions. I have a lot of notes I took, so I have a lot of information too. But if you don't want to answer anything, Sarah, just say, I don't feel like answering that right now. We don't mind here. We're not mean. We're not evil. We're not anything here. If everybody would tap the screen and share the live, we're going to give it about 2 more minutes, and then I'll let Miss Sarah start telling the story. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Steph. Hey, Patsy. Yes, everybody, please be kind and respectful to Miss Sarah. Thank you, mods. If anybody's being disrespectful, mods, please silence them for the day. At least. I want her to feel that she's got a safe place to come and talk to us. Yes, that's wind blowing. Sorry.
It's funny you said you don't know where he is now because that's just how it is. And I don't think people realize that when you have a truck driver for a husband. Like my husband, I didn't know where he was going to be till the day before. And sometimes that day I didn't even know where he was because it just varied so much. And I have my own full-time job. And
Right. I know
so,
he's delivering in Iowa, but I don't know exactly like where he's at right now.
yeah, my
Yes, I have
husband,
electricity sparkle.
he was usually in the state in Iowa. And, 9 times out of 10, he didn't go out of state.
Gotcha. Mine does the Midwest and the Northeast.
And what does he haul?
Produce.
I see.
Produce. Hang on, thick girl. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let Miss Sarah tell her story here in a minute, 1 minute, and then we're going to open it up for questioning after that. Please be respectful with your questions and comments. If you're not respectful, my mods will remove you. Yeah, Suzette, I don't even know what the wind is doing right now, but it's going. It's really going out there. It's cooled off some too, so it's a little chilly outside. Not as chilly as you get though, Sarah. Hey, Dan.
Oh, we've been pretty lucky this year so far. There was only a few weeks where it was below zero. It's been in the 30s and 40s for the last week.
Oh, we do like 4 to 5 days of that, and then it'll heat up, and then Mother Nature will get bipolar again, and it'll go back down. You never. Okay. All right, everybody. So, Sarah, you can go ahead and start and just tell us what you can. I have notes. I know I sent them to Jamie. I don't know if she sent them to you. Yes, Suzette. Afterwards, yes, you can ask that. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, I guess I'll just start with probably like the Sunday before. My daughter, she's 23, and her son and her spouse or her significant other, I guess, were home visiting. She's from Florida. So we've been planning her visit for Thanksgiving for, a month or so. And so they were home visiting and we did Christmas and Thanksgiving um, on Sunday at my parents' house. And David was working, so we didn't see him there. And Monday, he, sorry, there's like feedback. I got to turn it down, I think, or something.
Let me mute myself, and maybe that'll help.
Yeah, it was just distracting me. So Monday he worked all day, and Monday night he had another. So Monday morning he had a load from Eagle Grove to Sac City, picked up in Eagle Grove, delivered in Sac City, and then Monday night he stopped in because he had another load, and he was running late. And my husband, when he's running late, he's always go go go, like he wakes up running basically. And so he swung in, had me have some, I had some clothes out for him to change into real quick, and he wanted to rinse his arms off and face off at least because he couldn't get a shower in. He was feeling grimy, and changed clothes, kissed me, kissed my grandson, and ran out the door. And Tuesday we'd planned on going to Hunan, one of my daughter's favorite places, for lunch. And so Monday morning I was on vacation from work for the week. And Tuesday morning I woke up and we were just kind of hanging out, and the guy Dave hauls for, Les Brown, he knocked on my door, and I was like, really bewildered because he's never came to our house before, and Dave's hauled hogs for him for several years. I'd say at least 10 years. And he said, "Hey, have you heard from Dave?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, he didn't deliver the hogs last night." And I'm like, "What do you mean he didn't deliver?" And he's like, "I don't know where he is. He never dropped the hogs off. I got a call this morning." And he said, "Do you have Life 360 on him?" And I said, "I didn't." And I wish in retrospect, that would have been nice, but I only thought of that app for kids, but I didn't even have it. So, I told him I didn't, and I said, "Oh, I'll call around and see if I'll call him and see if I can get him up, because maybe I thought that he had just pulled over and slept, but he usually doesn't do that loaded, but it's the only explanation I could think of other than an accident." And so I called him several times, called around, called his dad, called a few of his friends, asked if they'd heard from him, told him that he's missing, and I didn't know really what else to do, but Les was going to go drive the route and look for him to see if he was pulled over somewhere sleeping. My fear, after a while was that he laid down in the bunk and fell asleep and just didn't wake up, but that didn't seem to be the case because no one could find his truck even. And so Les called me eventually in the afternoon and told me to call the local police non-emergency number and tell them that there was a medical emergency. They said that would be the fastest way to get help from the police if they thought it was a medical emergency. And, I didn't know that it was. And he's 53 years old. He doesn't look 53, but he is 53. And so I told him that I worried that maybe he had a stroke or something, because he does have high blood pressure, but he doesn't ever take time out to go to the doctor. He hasn't been taking his medication. It's possible. Well, after I called and reported him missing, about 30 minutes later, I got a phone call from his phone. So Dave popped up, and I said, "Where are you, Dave? Everyone's looking for you." And it was a female police officer, and she said, "Dave's not here. We found his truck, and his phone and his wallet are inside the truck, but he's not here." And my stomach just dropped. From there, I went to see Dave. We live in town, and you can't park your semi in town. So Dave's mechanic lives just a few blocks away. So normally when he's not working his truck, he parks his semi down at his mechanics, and then he'll get in his truck and go home. So I went down to his mechanics and said, "Hey, Dave's missing. You want to go with me?" They told me where his truck is. It's in Sac. So he said, "Yeah, I'll go with you." And he went with me because his mechanic isn't just his mechanic. It's his good friend. They go hunting together. He sees Dave about as much as I do. Being a truck driver, he's not home a lot. And when he's not home, he's working on when he's not home, he's working. And when he's not working, he's working on his truck even. So Don sees him a lot, his mechanic. And so we went there. And as soon as I pulled up, I knew something was bad, because I didn't know initially, but when I pulled up, I could see that the truck wasn't even pulled over. That's not Dave. No truck driver would just stop in the middle of the road and leave their truck there. So it set off flags for me. And I was just nauseous, like ill. And I walked around the truck, looked around the ground. There was no blood or anything on the ground. The policeman, there was a driver in the truck because they had to unload the hogs in a situation like this if he was loaded. So they had to get another driver to back up to the trailer, and then they unload the hogs from one trailer to another and then deliver the hogs on their way. So when I got there, the hogs had been unloaded and the truck was running, but it wasn't running when they found it. Um, so the policeman had me sit in his car and asked me to describe the coat he was wearing because they had the coat, and I told him, and he said they found that in the ditch across the road. They said they were getting a dog to come do a search for him, and he had me identify his wallet. He showed me his wallet, and it was full of money. I don't know about your husband, but my husband, when in the beginning of the week, he has a wad of cash. He doesn't like to use his debit card. He doesn't own a credit card. It's either cash or debit, and he always leaves with a few $1,000s in cash for the week for diesel fuel. He likes to use that that app. Mudflap app. So I could see that it was full of money. They still have his wallet and his phone, but I identified those things, and he said that the dog's coming, and he wanted me to sit in my car so I wouldn't taint the scent. And while I was sitting in his car, they were getting ready to get the dogs out. My daughter pulled up in with her friend. Her friend had picked her up because she didn't even have a car here. When, I picked him up and I dropped him off at the airport, there was no reason for them to get a car. So she jumped in my car, and she's like, "Mom, I'm going to throw up." And at the same time, I was about ready to throw up too, because I knew something bad was wrong, and my stomach was telling me that. And so she threw up, and outside, she opened the door, and she was physically ill. And the dog, I watched it go from the ditch to a field entrance and stopped. It was like, "I'm done. Like, my job's done. There's nothing else to smell." And he was so proud, but, there were people going in and out of the truck, and I just feel like it wasn't treated like a crime scene. They didn't know what to do with the truck. After I said, "What are you going to do with the truck?" And they were like, "I don't know." Oh, and I went, at that time I looked up and thought, "Oh God, Dave, these are the guys that are supposed to find you. They don't even know what to do with the truck." And Don was here, and I said, "Well, if you guys don't know, we'll take, you can't stay here all night." And so I said, "I'll have Don park it down at the shop." And Don did do that. He brought it home, and it's unbelievable that he just disappeared, and I don't understand. All the scenarios that go through your head. As a wife, you go through everything, and I'm thinking, number one, I know my husband would never leave his family. This is all he's ever wanted his whole life, and he had it late in life. We did in vitro for our kids. It's not like they were an accident or a surprise. They were very, very on purpose. And they're like his little ducklings, he takes them everywhere. He doesn't like to be alone. And if you're going to leave your wife, you'd empty the account. You wouldn't leave your wallet. You wouldn't leave your phone. You certainly wouldn't start a job and then just leave it, especially when he loves animals. That's why he hauls livestock. He doesn't want to hurt animals. Any dead animal is a mark against him. He didn't keep it alive. And I don't understand why. I don't know. I think law enforcement here, I feel like they think he has something to do with his disappearance, and he doesn't. He wasn't acting strange. This was not planned. There's so many reasons that I know someone took him. He didn't just leave. He didn't just disappear. Somebody had something to do with it. And I don't think it was anyone that Dave knew. I think he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, where somebody thought he saw something that he didn't see. I honestly don't think, because, and he never tried to call me. Dave's not afraid to call the cops. He calls me after he calls the cops all the time. He'll say, "You don't believe what this idiot is doing. I had to call 911. People are speeding. Someone pulled out in front of him, whatever." He's not afraid to call 911. So why didn't he then? That's why I think it was just really quick. It happened quickly.
Gotcha. First of all, Sarah, I just want you to know we're here from you. Not only me as a trucker's wife, but my whole entire TikTok community. They are here for you. They love you. They've asked about the story since I started talking about it. Everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to look. And I know Jamie had asked about us coming up there, and we would like to come up there when the snow is done.
Mhm.
We'd like to come up there with some of our crew and see what we can do for you. And I'll reach out to the Cajun Navy that's been helping you too.
Oh,
See,
yes, I didn't mention about the United Cajun Navy either, and I do want to like shout out to them because I had never heard of them before. And the first couple days I kind of thought maybe he'll turn up. Maybe I don't need any more help than the police. That didn't happen. And after a couple days, my cousin took a screenshot of Jake Rowley's message, and she said, "Call him." And I was like, "Oh yeah," because I had so many messages coming in, I kind of forgot.
right.
And so I called him, and he was there the next day with a crew doing a search, organized search. And they searched for weeks. And something that still bothers me to this day is the sheriff didn't introduce himself to Jake until the day they found Mark Reesberg. And I feel like as a sheriff, if you can get help like Jake, why would you not go talk to him? Why wouldn't you introduce yourself to the man
Okay.
who's helping search for your missing person?
The reason why
only
they
a-
don't,
Yeah, tell me.
the reason why they don't is they think we're going to one up them.
Well,
We're doing their job better than they are. Independent search and rescue groups are, and they don't like that. I run into that a lot here.
it bothers me so much. Like, he was a mile away, and he put all of these resources into finding his missing man, the sheriff's missing man, and he didn't introduce himself until 2 weeks later, a mile away. Literally, he was a mile away. It baffles me.
Right. I mean, like I said, my heart bleeds for you. And I really, truly, honestly want to help you find your husband because my husband's been robbed. Things have happened to him. He only carries cash to pay, because my husband does produce, so he has to pay the unloaders and he has to pay gate fees and he has to pay different kinds of fees, and he carries cash because a lot of them don't take credit cards
Yeah.
or debit cards or anything like that. So my husband was robbed in Tennessee. He had $800 on him at the time. And he was robbed and called the police, and they just said, "Oh, this happens all the time."
Oh, that's nice.
So
The
does happen.
communication between the police and me has been subpar at the most.
Right.
They asked for an update Tuesday. Haven't heard nothing. I've seen the sheriff twice, 2 times in 76 days, 75.
75 days. Let me write that down. I did want to get that on there. Sorry, I'm taking notes while you're talking too, because I have other notes, but I want to take
I
notes.
guess I'm naive in thinking that the police would, this is high profile. Like, what else is so much more important than my husband's disappearance in Sac City, Iowa?
Unfortunately, they don't, because he's an adult. And this is what they say. He left on his own. And they say that here. I know he didn't. No, I know he didn't. And I've run over all the scenarios. I've mapped out what could have happened. I know what I think happens. A lot of my people think the same thing. So I know everything that you're saying is how you feel. And I know that because it's crazy when you don't know where your husband is and he's a truck driver.
Yeah, and his parents, they're quite old. And he talked to him weekly. Like, he would not just us, he would have never left his parents.
Right, right.
I mean, we go out together. We don't go to the bar. There was no reason for him to leave. We were not fighting. There's no other woman. Like, he would never do that to us.
Correct. I mean, I believe you. I know. Like I said, I'm in your shoes, and that's why his story touched me. I found his story, came across my Facebook feed, because I'm in a lot of trucker groups.
And another thing I want to mention is he had goals. Like, you're going to leave, you don't have goals. He had another truck he's working on. He just bought, getting it ready to go on the road. Yeah, the big yellow one. It's rare is the word I'm looking for. It's a rare truck, and he's so proud to have it. And like, it's his dream truck. We were like living our best life. It's not like
Right.
he wasn't happy. He's very happy.
Even this truck right here, you guys, this red and white truck in my flyer right here that he's standing in front of with his twin boys that Sarah speaks of, this red truck is a custom truck too.
Yes.
This is an older it's a Peterbilt, right?
Yeah, his first blue truck, his blue Peterbilt, got hit by a tornado in 2021, I think. He was in it, and it picked him up and slammed him down. And he called me. He said, "I just got hit by a tornado." And I said, "Oh my God, it's a good thing you weren't loaded." He said, "I was fucking loaded." He was screaming, I was like, "Oh my God." But yeah, he's been hit by a tornado.
For him to leave this, not only this custom truck, but a truck he just bought that he was fixing to actually start driving it, a rare.
His life.
That was a Peterbilt too, correct?
Oh, yes.
So he's okay. We call these trucks, just so everybody knows, these are long nose. These are long nose trucks. It means the whole front of the engine and the hood goes out. And these long nose trucks are a lot of these guys, especially when it comes to cattle and pigs, they deck these trucks out. And they take extreme pride in these trucks. My husband has everything chrome you can buy on a truck. Chrome switches, chrome, everything is chrome.
Yes, and we had just bought all this chrome, and he was putting it on this yellow truck, and he put the pusher from the red truck to the yellow truck, getting ready to drive this truck. He did not leave on his own accord.
Okay. Listen, you guys, I'm about to open up the chat, and I'm going to ask her the questions. Please be respectful. No, I can't see everybody's questions because I know everybody's got questions. But please be respectful of Sarah. If something is inappropriate, my mods will remove you. So go. And no, Lucy, Aiden has not been found, baby. He's missing from is it Fort Dodge or is it what town in Iowa was he missing from?
My husband is missing from well, he was missing from Sac City, Iowa. We live in Wall Lake, Iowa.
Okay.
The load where he loaded at was Eagle Grove, Iowa.
That's right, Eagle Grove.
And something else you should know: the place where he was to drop off, there was no one there. So you unload yourself. You turn the lights on yourself. You put your paperwork there yourself. There's no one there.
Okay, so somebody asked about the videos. So he was at a truck stop. There's a video of him getting fuel at a truck stop, and he was there for 16 minutes.
No, he wasn't getting fuel. When he went to that mile marker, I can't remember the name of the right now, but it's
I'm looking for it. Go ahead.
Something like that.
Yes, mile marker 126.
Yeah, mile marker 126. So he was at this gas station, and it was closed. And he parked underneath the lights, whereas all the other drivers were parked, sleeping. He parked under the lights, and his father remembered this, and I don't know why. Well, I didn't because I was under so much stress, I didn't even think of it. But he was having lighting issues with, wiring issues in his red truck. So I think he parked under the lights so that he could see what he was doing and try to mess with things.
Gotcha.
Then he did a walk around of his truck like truckers do, and then he left. Now,
okay. And then the DOT camera.
The DOT camera footage I did see.
So it's him.
It is him. I thought I needed to verify that, and in retrospect, I wish I hadn't seen it because.
Oh my goodness.
Because I like seeing a ghost. It's the last.
Right.
A picture was taken, and so when they offered for me to see the video, I couldn't look at it because it was too hard. But my mom and his dad and his brother saw the video,
Okay.
But I just couldn't look at it.
No, I understand it, and that's fine. He's been missing 75 days, guys. Let me see if another question I see comes up, because I saw him going by, but I'm gonna be respectful of how you're talking. And what was the last thing?
Another thing I want to mention,
okay,
is in Eagle Grove, they didn't search Eagle Grove until I think Friday. Nobody went there. My brother was the first one there. My brother and his wife and my cousin and his girlfriend and my son-in-law went and searched for him, and the neighboring farm didn't even know about it.
So, the last phone ping, can you talk about that?
What about it?
They were asking where was the last phone ping.
I would imagine it was where he parked. His phone was in the truck.
I have some notes on that. Let me read that real quick. It says investigators verified that the truck was at the location that it was found at 12:40 a.m. by a phone ping. The truck wasn't found until 15 hours later.
Yes,
So
and it was turned off, parked on the road, pointing the wrong direction. It was supposed to be going. It was 3 miles off course.
right. So it was not parked, you guys. It was actually in a lane.
Pointing north.
And he should have been going south to unload, correct, Sarah?
The only thing I can think of is maybe someone did something at the exit off of Highway 20 because there's a bridge that blocks the view from the south.
Okay.
There's very little traffic from the north. There's empty fields east and west, and you can't see over the bridge to the exit from on Highway 20. It's
So
a
it's a
very
great
secluded
it's a
area.
great spot.
Yes.
Okay.
And so if someone had been hiding in a ditch or something, they could have grabbed him from the driver's side. No one would even see it.
Right. Could he have stopped to help someone? Monica said.
I don't think he would have stopped. Loaded.
The problem here is he had pigs on the truck, guys, and these I call them all cattle haulers, but they're not all cattle haulers. They haul pigs and live animals, and they have a certain time frame that they have to get the live animals in the truck to the location and off the truck because they are live animals.
He doesn't hardly even stop to eat ever. Like he's starving when he stops.
So, I mean, I personally thought, because I know my husband, I thought maybe somebody at that exit flagged him down and said they needed help down the road. And maybe he followed them there and his scent disappeared because they took him. That was my initial thought on this. It's in Iowa, honey. That was my initial thought on the whole process after I did all the research that I could do after I talked to Jamie.
I do think two people were involved because I think it would have taken more than one to get him down because he's spry for 53. He wore cowboy boots and he always wore cowboy boots. He could run faster than our 10-year-old boys in cowboy boots.
Gotcha. Okay, let me see. I'm wondering if he saw someone in distress and that's when something happened.
It could have.
I mean, like, somebody pretended like they were in distress to get.
Yeah, I know also it took an extraordinarily long amount of time for him to get from the exit to where it was parked. It was like almost 20 minutes.
So,
and it was only 3.5 miles.
Okay, so could that have been because somebody was driving the truck that didn't know how to drive a standard?
I would think he's got an 18 speed.
Oh yeah, no. Believe it or not, this chick right here can drive an 18 speed.
Yeah,
but they're not easy.
Not everyone can. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not easy. I learned how to do it in the oil field. So maybe they were somebody, and this is just a thought, and it's brought up in the comments. Maybe somebody was driving the truck in first gear or second gear because they couldn't figure out how to run an 18 speed.
Now, I'm wondering, because I saw black marks at the exit, past the exit, turning right, like some tires were dragging. And I wonder if somebody didn't know how to drive and they were peeling out a little bit on it.
That's exactly what it sounds like. That is exactly. I did not know anything about black marks.
Well, I mentioned that to the DCI and they just said they didn't see the black marks, but I saw the black marks.
So that was at the exit?
From the exit, turning right off of 20.
Where his truck was found?
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, that tells me that whoever was in that truck did not know how to use that 18 speed. An 18 speed, if everybody doesn't know, is a completely different gear pattern than a 10 speed or a 13 speed or a 9 speed. So they may have jumped in there thinking, oh, I can drive a standard car, I can drive this. No, it doesn't work like that. 18 speeds have low gears, high gears, switches. It's got all kinds of stuff that you have to use to drive it. So I'm honestly, now that you tell me that, Sarah, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That tells me from that something happened at the place you're talking about at that exit and somebody drove his truck up there.
Yeah, and my brother and I have talked in length about it. He was here every day for like a month and we talked in detail about it, and he's the one that brought up about that bridge, and I was like, you're right. It's the perfect spot.
Right.
If you're going to hijack someone or whatever.
No, you're right. You're
Just don't
absolutely right.
understand why. That's the part I don't get. And how can nobody know something? Somebody knows something.
No, Penny, nobody stole his truck from where he started because he was seen on DOT camera and a truck stop camera actually driving his truck in the direction of the delivery. He just did not get to the delivery. Yeah. No, this happened in Iowa, Helena. Wow, just those black marks completely changed my direction in the way I was thinking.
Yeah, my gut tells me um, it happened quick.
Yes.
Because, his phone was still sitting in the seat. That's where he puts it. His wallet was still in the dash where he puts it. He didn't make a call to 911. He didn't try to call me.
See me. I don't think so. He didn't have a forward-facing camera, right? His truck is old. It's an
Yeah.
older custom truck.
Right. He didn't have, and he is not electronic. Like,
Yeah,
he
he doesn't.
barely run his phone.
Yeah, his truck is old enough where he can do paper logs, plus he hauls live animals, so he's not required to have an EOD in his truck, which has the forward-facing camera.
You got it.
No, he's an owner-operator, Weird Barbie, so most of them don't have tracking in their trucks. He owns his truck and he drives it himself.
He's an owner-operator.
Yes. They were panicked to move the truck and weren't looking for the wallet on his dash. That could be true. Yes, Helena, the truck was left, his wallet was left, his phone was left, and his load was left.
And he had in his pocket a pocket knife, in his coat pocket, and a towel. That was still in his pockets. He also had, I think, a pair of earbuds in his pocket.
In the jacket that was found across the street.
Yes.
Now, I want to say something about that because we do canine tracking. To me, they threw the jacket over there, and that's why the canine got the scent that way. Because you do know that any light winds carry the scent a little bit. And so it carried his scent to wherever that dog stopped from that jacket. I'm almost sure of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm almost sure of it. Patty Horn asked, wouldn't there have been other trucks passing by that had dash cams?
I would think. But here's the other thing. That road that he parked on past 20 is not a high traveled road. In fact, it turns to gravel.
Right.
3 miles from where he was parked.
And think about it, guys. It took them 15 hours to realize that there was a truck parked in a lane the wrong way from his delivery in order for somebody to find it. It 15 hours, nobody saw the truck and called it in.
No, they saw the truck. They just didn't call it in.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
Several people saw the truck, yeah.
Wow, and they just didn't think anything of it?
I think that they know Dave. Dave's from that area, and they thought it was handled, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking.
Crafty House, yes, the truck is still, she has the truck.
Yeah, I have the red and the yellow truck.
Helena, he wasn't parked on the side of the road. He was in a driving lane. So he was like blocking traffic.
His truck wasn't even touching the white on the right side.
He wasn't pulled over, so it wasn't like I could say, yeah, if he was pulled over, maybe he was asleep in there. No, he wasn't pulled over. So it was stopped in a driving lane. It was turned off, no lights on and things like that. I guess not, Penny. The amount of traffic on even Highway 20 is minimal at that time. Okay. It was very
from 12:30 till about 3:30 before the cops found it.
Did you talk? Okay, so overnight there wouldn't have been any farm workers out, but they're asking.
There were people who were going to work and drove around it. They just drove around it.
Okay, let me see. Highway 20 in Iowa, it is Sac City, Iowa. He started in Eagle Grove. That's where he loaded.
Actually, if you go on Google Maps, I think the area he was found is marked David Schultz on Google Maps.
Are you serious?
Yes, it is. Someone else pointed that out to me in a video on YouTube.
Wow, okay. Yeah. I'll check it out after the live. Is it true? This is a lady from Iowa. Is it true that a sheriff broke his arm a year or so ago and he was going to sue them?
No.
That's
Sorry
just
to cut you
talk, you
off.
guys.
Yeah, that's a rumor.
Could there be a possibility that the other person that was in the truck, there was nobody in the truck with him, y'all?
Nope.
He drove by himself. He's an owner operator right here. He drove this truck, this red one right here, that has him in front of it. That was his. Okay, so Sarah, I have a messaged in question for you. Hang on one second. Okay, so any ties to Nebraska?
No, he'll drop off in Nebraska now and then, but no, I don't think so.
Okay, just asking because there's a couple more drivers missing in Nebraska.
Yeah, I don't. He drives locally.
Right.
Um,
Kate said, Sarah, you have been in my thoughts and prayers as I'm also a trucker's wife.
yeah, it's a nightmare. This summer he brought the twins with him a lot, and he taught them how to drive the 18 speed. Joseph mentioned, I know how to drive an 18
That's
speed.
awesome.
Yeah, he actually made a toy stick shift for Joseph to bring with him so he could shift with his dad.
That is so cool.
Yeah, he made one.
Helena wants to know how the boys are. Are they okay?
Yeah, they're hanging in there. It kind of feels like he's just hasn't been home in a while. It's unreal still,
Kind of like he's over the road.
Yeah, we've been going to counseling, and we haven't been for a few weeks because the twins got COVID and then I got COVID.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you're over it, and I'm glad you guys are okay because we've been missing each other because of COVID, but I'm glad that you guys are okay.
yeah, today's the first day I feel a lot better.
Okay, just tuning in, Beauty C. Okay, so this gentleman right here is David Schultz. He is missing from Sac City, Iowa. He was driving this 18-wheeler right here. He had a load of pigs on his trailer, and the truck was found in the drive lane north, and he should have turned south to go unload. And he's nowhere to be found. He's nowhere to be found. They searched for days and miles and dogs and all kinds of stuff out there, and they could not find him. So we're covering this case. I'm hoping here soon that we're going to try to get up to Iowa to try to help her out. In the meantime, we rely on everybody in the community to get tips and facts and bring them to us, because I don't need theories and things like that. I love to do theories. Sometimes we can do that, but I need facts so I can help her get her husband home. Has the cab of the truck been cleared of fingerprints?
They didn't take any fingerprints. People were going in and out of it. The sheriff said that fingerprints work well in the movies, but
right. So the problem with this situation is they just said he walked off and got a new life or whatever, because he's not underage, he's not anything. So when they got there, instead of, like I tell everybody, treat it like a crime first and then move down from there if it's not a crime. Well, they didn't do that.
no.
They didn't even know who was going to move the truck off the road. Miss Sarah's husband's mechanic, I didn't catch his name. Don moved the truck to his property and that's where David parks his truck all the time.
Then a few days later, the sheriff came and took it. The truck.
Did they?
And did a search 2 days later after it had already been parked for 2 days at Don's shop. What's the point? What's the point now?
Somebody's asking, did the police come back with the report from the place? They did the manure search.
They didn't show me any reports of anything.
Okay, so the cops are really not dealing with her very well. They're kind of not giving her updates. Like I said, they're treating this like he just walked away from his life and started a new one somewhere. Basically. And for number one, for the simple fact that these two little boys are his kids that were born through IVF. Those are his kids that he wanted. She said they're his shadows. He's teaching them how to drive trucks. He's doing everything with these two boys. And these two boys need their dad. Not necessarily, Kate, because we run into the same situation here in Texas. The cops say, well, they're 25. They can go wherever they want to. They can make a new life. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know where they are. And that's just kind of how they treat adult missing persons or teenager missing persons. And it's sad. What we're looking for now, and then there is a 25, oh, let me get out the way. There's a $25,000 reward for information leading to David, basically. Correct, Sarah?
Yes. It's available through November.
It's available to what, babe?
Through November.
Through November. Okay. Through November. So that 25K is for anybody who can lead her to her husband. And just so everybody in here knows, my nonprofit doesn't take rewards. We don't do that. We're a nonprofit. So I'm not going after this case for a reward. Just so everybody knows, in case anybody asks, that's not me. But if there's somebody out there that has information that can assist Sarah or us or anybody, Cajun Navy, please call it in. Please call it in. And
the other thing with the reward is it's the reward money doesn't, like, in some rewards the money will go to the family. This is a Crime Stopper reward fund. So if it doesn't go out for Dave, whatever money is in there will stay for the next person that needs it. It doesn't go to us either.
Right. Absolutely, Mima. This is a new poster that I got that Lala made for me, and I will post it on my page as a single thing so everybody can share it. As soon as this live is over, we'll do that. But I really just want everybody to share. Get this out there, especially if you're in the Iowa area, Sac City area, or around that area somewhere. Because somebody knows something, and $25,000 is enough to get people to start talking. That's the money is to make people start talking. Somebody did something to David, and they overheard who did it. Somebody else overheard who did it, or they told somebody else who did it, and that's the person that we need to come forward.
Absolutely.
Sarah needs her husband. Dan, because they didn't treat it as a crime scene. Same problem we always get. Can you ask Sarah if there are any stores near the place the truck was?
No, it's farmland, and it was empty fields. The fields have been taken out, so it was, it's pretty flat, and there was one acreage nearby, and the next one was, I'd say, probably at least a mile away.
Christina is asking any state reps who people can contact to put pressure on to step it up. She's not just talking to Sarah, she's talking to everybody out there. If you're in Iowa, contact your state representative. See if they can help you get the word out there. A lot of times they will. Has this been happening in other areas? Helena, I think there's 2 other drivers missing, but they're missing out of, if I'm not mistaken, Nebraska, but it's on the same, like, national highway route. Can you talk to the governor? I don't know about Iowa's governor at all. I don't.
I know some people have reached out to the governor. I haven't heard anything, no.
Mima Brooklyn said, Sarah, we got your back. You're not alone. We will all help you.
Good.
I am in Pennsylvania, but I will absolutely send emails and make calls. Yes, Mima, it's connected, but it's like on the same highway. I think it's either 1 or 2 more, but I will look those drivers up so we can see if we can put it together. We want him home, Sarah said. Summer said. We absolutely want him home. We want him home right here with his 2 children and his wife, Sarah.
Now, let's see, last week's Wednesday or Thursday, can't remember, Sioux City Channel News came, and they messaged me. They wanted to interview me, and I wasn't feeling good because of COVID, and I just didn't feel like facing anybody that day. So I called David's father and asked that they get interviewed because nobody's seen their faces yet.
Right.
And Elmer agreed to do that, and they were on the news for a little bit, KCCI news, and the sheriff declined. I don't know. Nobody talked to them from the sheriff's office.
Of course. Thank you for the roses, guys. Hey, just to let everybody know, right now we're not putting anybody else in the box. It's just me and Sarah. You guys can ask the questions in the comments. Do you have a GoFundMe, Sarah?
Yeah, it's posted on my Facebook page, Sarah Bogue Schultz, Bogue. And Bogue. That's my maiden name.
Okay, Schultz. Okay. Sarah Bogue Schultz, and I'll get it out there in just a second for everybody to see. That way, if anybody would like to assist the family with donating to the GoFundMe, you guys can do that. Let
And
me
I think the
see.
sheriff's office is working on attaching a Venmo to the reward fund too. I
Okay.
asked them to do that because nobody you goes and writes checks anymore. It's all Venmo or
Right.
PayPal. I also asked if they could get a Facebook page up for the Crime Stoppers.
Okay.
Because so we
So,
could share it.
do you have a Find Missing David Schultz Facebook page started yet?
I do not.
I'll talk to Jamie about it after this.
Okay.
It's a good idea because, target both platforms.
Yeah.
If they didn't take the money or the truck, why take him? There's a lot of reasons why they could have taken a truck driver. The police are not really helping her right now.
Yeah, I'd like to know the answer myself.
We all would, honestly. I mean, there's a number of different reasons they could have taken him somewhere and made him drive for them for, trafficking rings. He's been missing 75 days, full of heart. He could be
That's
driving.
something I thought of too because he keeps livestock alive, so he could keep people alive. Maybe they're threatening him. I don't. I hope he's still alive. I hope that'd be a good scenario.
I mean, that's something that me and my group, there's a group of us that are all together, Missing in the USA, Sabri. We're all together and we do everything. We do a lot of cases together, and that's something that we've talked about.
Yeah, my dad, that's the first thing he said is maybe the cartel took him. I was like, Dad, that's a little of a stretch. But now I'm like, it very well could have been.
No, but listen, the cartel isn't messy, and his disappearance was not messy. So, yes, Peanut, go ahead. You sure can suggest an idea as long as you're being respectful. Cuttlebug's asking, how far are you from Pacific Junction?
I don't even know where Pacific Junction is. I've heard of it, but I don't know.
I forgot, Terry. Yes, ma'am.
We're north Midwest, I guess, is where.
So, Monica, there's no way for her to do that personally. She can't check his motor vehicle, his license to see if he's gotten any tickets. That would be on the sheriff's office, and right now it's just kind of like he's gone. We could do that, Peanut. Absolutely. We could pick posters with his picture, the flyers on telephone poles. I'm sure they've thought of all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of flyers up all around in Iowa.
Yeah, I'm sure she's hit the truck stops. I'm sure she's hit, everywhere.
I did. One of my friends called me yesterday to let me know that those videos that they have on gas station on fuel where you get gas. Sometimes
Yes,
they have
ma'am.
they
make you watch commercials.
Yeah, his story was on there.
Okay, it's Summer Deck is asking, did his truck have an extended frame? Did he extend his frame out?
I don't know what that. I don't know.
Okay, I'll look at it in a minute and I'll be able to answer that question. Did he have any problems with anyone that you know of?
No. No, Dave's a very likable guy and he talks to everyone. He's respectful.
If anybody's seen him or, anything, I'm open to take tips and pass them along to Sarah, or I'm sure she's open, but yes. Rebecca, he's missing from Sac City, Iowa. Summer Deck, I will check it out. I think I have a better picture than this, and I can see if it's an extended frame.
No drug use. Someone just asked if he's on drugs. No drug use.
No, guys. The GoFundMe is in the comments. Carrie Crankshaw just posted it. Do a live news conference and beg him to come home. That's another idea. She's done the news. It's been on the news. Yes, Minnesota mom. There absolutely was, and I just found out about that today when talking to Sarah. There was black marks from the intersection to where he was supposed to go south, and he went north, going towards where the truck was found, telling us that somebody didn't know how to drive an 18 speed. GoFundMe is also in LVMNM2's bio. His truck was located in the road, Bull, in Sac City, Iowa. It was in a lane, just left there with no lights and not turned on.
Like I said, you can go on Google Maps too, and his location is marked on Google Maps as David Schultz.
Peanut. The Cajun Navy did that. They assisted. Sarah, how long did they search? How many days do you know?
2 weeks,
They
14 days.
searched every day for 2 weeks on foot.
Now they had more help on the weekends, of course. Volunteers and
Right.
stuff from everywhere came.
Jeff,
But what they did was they'd set one of their specialists as a group leader. So they grouped people with people who are professional searchers.
Jeff,
Very organized.
the sheriff's department still has his wallet, honey,
And his phone.
and his phone. Nita says it sounds like he was taken, and I think Sarah believes that. I believe that too.
There's no way he walked away.
Truck was picked up before truck stopped. Yes, the videos were him, but when he was on the highway getting ready to turn southbound, and
Something else I want to note is when the sheriff interviewed me, he was at my house and I sat in his car and I was like, anyone going to search his pickup? Because his pickup hasn't been searched yet. And yeah, then they searched his pickup. But I guess I would think, you got a missing guy, I would search all of his. I don't understand why that was my idea.
I mean, when we go out on a missing persons case, we talk to the family, do our research, and we search everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything. If he has a car there, a truck there, a room, if there's a room, we can look at things. You have to start search everywhere.
I don't understand why it took me bringing it up for them to search his pickup.
I think it's just that the sheriff in that area just kind of puts those to the side, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I don't know what could be
I'm
more
not trying to
important.
call him out, but if they're not doing anything, it's really sad because this man's life matters. That's what
And
people
I'm
don't
not
understand.
saying they're not doing anything, but they don't talk to me. I don't know
Bull,
what
he
they're
didn't.
doing.
Bull, he didn't have He didn't have tracking in it. This was his custom rig. He didn't have any tracking systems in there. He's on paper logs. He hauled pigs, so he didn't do tracking at all on his truck. Please ask Sarah if he has a rare blood type.
Honestly, I don't know.
Dan, did they check the back of the truck where the hogs were? Yeah, they offloaded the hogs, correct, Sarah?
Yeah, they were offloaded. He wasn't in the trailer.
Is that his trailer
No, he rents the trailer.
from Les? So did they ever go in the trailer just to see if anything was in there suspicious?
I don't know, honestly. When I got there, it was unloaded, and they said they looked in there, and there wasn't anything. So
Yes, Summer, his load was okay. They were able to offload the piglets onto another truck. Yes, Sparkle. I know there's at least one in Nebraska, but I think there's two along the same highway route. Anybody have any more questions so we can let Sarah go? I don't want to keep her all day. I'm from Iowa and we've been thinking of you and trying to spread the word, Rachel said.
I know there's so many people, some people might lose faith, but mine's stronger than ever because so many people care, and I know God wants him found. I know it. I know it in my heart. He's putting me in place with people that need to find him, and he's going to be found. I don't have a doubt.
Yes, Mima, there were 2 camera checks that verified that he was driving in the direction he was supposed to. Well, that's why God put me here, honestly, Sarah. Back in 2019.
And Mark Reesberg's family, I didn't mention Mark, the United Cajun Navy found Mark Reesberg while they were searching for my husband.
I was going to say that. Let her tell you guys. She's going to tell the story real quick about how the Cajun Navy was looking for her husband, David, and they found another missing person.
When I was doing interviews, I mentioned, that there's another person missing in Lytton, which is very near where David was found. And his case I hadn't even heard about it until my husband went missing, and he'd been missing since October. And I brought it up, and so once I brought it up to the news, then it was being shown, Mark Reesberg has been missing too, they both have. And then Mark was found 2 weeks after the search started, and the Calhoun County had already searched for Mark, and they didn't find him, and the United Cajun Navy's group found him.
That happens more than you guys will ever understand. No, David hasn't been found. You guys listen. They found another missing person
Mark
while they were
Reesberg.
looking for David. Mark Reesberg. They found him while they were looking for David.
And I've gotten so close with Mark's sisters; they're so supportive
No,
of.
Carrie. No, he was found unalive, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So the Cajun Navy did find another missing man while they were looking for David, but David still has not been found. This happened in November.
This happened, yeah, about Thanksgiving time, the 2 days before Thanksgiving.
So the end of November, guys. The end of November. Yeah, Sarah said 75 days ago.
Hmm.
So we're in that crunch. We're in the second. We're going into the third, halfway through the third month. And is it true that Mark is the brother of someone David hauled for?
I don't think so. No, I never heard that. And
Rachel,
and let me clear it up too. I don't think that Dave's boss Les had anything to do with it. I
okay.
know he didn't. David made him millions of dollars, literally, and
Right.
Dave was like his number one driver.
Rachel's asking where there'll be additional in-person searches where we can help volunteer.
I'm hoping.
We're gonna try to get up there. Our search and rescue team is gonna try to go up
I
there.
have spoken with some psychics, and one said she was going to come in the spring to help search. She wanted to get a map out and look with the map, and she's found people before, so I have hopes that
I
she
think.
can.
Hang on, Dan. I'll ask. Dan's asking what state is he originally from.
Iowa, Sac County. He was born and raised in Sac City, Iowa.
So he did local, Dan, or city to
Iowa
city
local.
in Iowa. He stayed in Iowa. Hi, Melissa. All right, guys. Any more questions for Miss Sarah, real quick, so we can let her go? I don't want to keep her all day. But I am staying with this case until the very end. I'm here for her and her family. My search and rescue group is here for her and her family. We're trying to get up there, and I'm going to be bringing a medium with me that I trust with my whole heart and everything, and we're trying to get up there. Was his passenger window down?
I don't think so. It
It was
wasn't
like
when I was there.
it's almost like he jumped out of the truck for something and then disappeared, guys.
Yeah, and anyone who's truck drivers know you don't shut your truck off. You never shut your truck off. It was
Yes,
off.
Wendy. Yeah, his truck was. I mean, and I hate when he does this, guys. My husband's a truck driver, and when he gets fuel, he leaves the truck on, and I hate it.
Yeah, my husband does too. You don't shut it off till you park at the end of the day.
Right? He. If I'm in the truck with him, me and the kids go with him sometimes. I turn it off, and he gets very mad at me. I hope and pray he'll come home safe. Yes, his jacket was found in the ditch, but shortly thereafter, the dog stopped.
I think he left around 8. I seen someone ask a question.
Okay.
What time did he leave the shop? I know that he was having Don like grease some things and stuff while he was at our house changing clothes, and so I'm sure he chatted with Don and left around 8 o'clock.
Were
But I
the
don't.
keys in the truck? Yes, Lioness. The keys were found in the truck. His wallet, his phone, all that was found in the truck.
Yeah, there's just so many things that say to me he didn't park it there. He didn't leave it there. Somebody, there's no way he left. He just.
Yes,
Who leaves without your wallet anyway? Too your ID.
yes, Las Vegas. It was around 10. It was around 10. He went to get loaded. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. No, he didn't have a load on the truck until he went to the loading location around 10 p.m. to get loaded. Yes, his money was in his wallet. Yes. No, they have the phone now, but we don't know. Beloved, I haven't gotten up to Iowa yet. We're waiting on their snow, and they're saying it's gone now. So, yes, he did. Las Vegas, I believe so. Peanut, it's very possible that someone did kidnap him. Sarah, was he hauling baby pigs or was he hauling big hogs?
They were smaller. They weren't large.
Suzette, he wasn't robbed as far as Sarah can tell.
No, I saw the wallet and it was full of money. I didn't count it, but I mean, it looked like 2,000. His normal Monday wad.
Mima said, Miss Sarah, we got your back. You're not alone. Terry
Thank you so
said,
much.
get the phone back as soon as you can. Now, when you get his phone back, you let me know. I have a phone expert that can get me from Austin, Texas, can deal with his phone and look through it.
Okay. I don't know how soon I'll get it back. I have a
Right.
feeling it's going to be a long time.
Dan, there's two cameras that there's a camera at mile marker 126 truck stop and a DOT camera. The DOT camera caught him at the Fort Dodge exit, and Sarah and her family verified. Well, she didn't watch it, but the family did verify that it was him driving that truck. She did say that. She said that he may have saw something he wasn't supposed to.
Mhm.
She's not for sure, but it's a possibility. Okay, Terry is involved. That's why she's not getting any help from local LEO. It's not that she's not getting any help. She's just not getting enough, and she's not getting updates
Update. Yeah. I've seen the sheriff twice.
in
And
76 days, 75 days. That's
yeah.
not good.
I'm not saying that they're not working. Please don't say that because I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm sure they are working, but they just don't communicate with me.
And she's not getting enough help. When you say Fort Dodge exit, what highway is that on, Sarah?
Highway 20.
Highway 20. I'm sorry, I have it. Highway 20 West. David was seen on DOT camera at Fort Dodge exit. That was the last time he was seen. Correct? That was the last.
Yes.
Yes, Suzette said the same thing. Because he's an adult missing, they treat it completely different. Are you a few hours from Sioux City?
Yes.
Okay,
About hour and a half, hour 45.
there you go. Highway, it's Highway 20 West, guys. Okay, Sarah, I just want to let you know that you have the support from all of us and my TikTok family, all of my people that help with missing cases, all that kind of stuff. We love you and we're here for you, and we're not going to be done until this is done. I just want you to know that.
Thank you so much. It helps me. My faith is so strong. I know he'll be found, and I know God's putting me in the path of people for a reason.
Absolutely. We are here for you, and everybody on TikTok is here for you. But I'm going to let you go and get back to your two beautiful boys. Please, please, please take care of yourself, and I'll check on you a little later.
Okay, thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye.
Okay, guys. I didn't want to take too much more of her time. We had her on for an hour. But I do want to... This is what's going to be on my page. I know Lala said she did a video and she posted it and she tagged me in it, so you can repost it. This is a very sad story. You can hear the hurt in her voice. You can hear the need to find her husband. Oh, let me move my shirt. There we go. You could tell the need to find her husband is great. So I only work missing and murdered person cases and for the Discovery Channel. Hi, private investigator. Well, he's missing. It's a truck driver who's missing out of Iowa. Now, you can ask questions, and if I have the answers, guys, I'll answer them. I do have a lot of stuff that I had gotten from her and her friend previously to even doing this interview, so I can't answer some of them. I can't answer everything. Bobby, yeah, he was a breadwinner. She works too, but this was his truck he bought and made custom. He also had just purchased a yellow one that he was decking out so he could drive the yellow one. No, his kids weren't there at the time. The police, so-so. I mean, they're not really... The Cajun Navy did a lot up there. Hi, Farley. Sorry, y'all. How old is he? Let me write his birthday. His birthday is... I think he's 52 or something like that. I didn't even write his birthday down, y'all. Not taken away from her. No updates on Aiden, baby. Yes, there was pigs in the truck when it was found. They were offloaded by another truck driver. The biggest thing that cracks me, we've talked about this case before already. The biggest thing that she said, was to me, that got me, was at the exit where he went north instead of south, there was black marks from the tires in the direction he was going, which tells me that whoever was involved in this did not know how to drive an 18 speed. An 18 speed semi truck is completely different. No pigs were missing, Jeter. An 18 speed semi truck is a completely different gear pattern than anything anybody's ever driven. I don't understand why people would just drive around a truck that is parked in the middle of the road. I don't either. I don't. I honestly don't. Let me change this poster to a different one so we can see the chat. Give me 1 second. Never mind, they're all light. Yeah, brakes could have locked up. I mean, there's a lot of things. All his belongings were left. Yes, Rachel. Dragging the tires is the biggest thing because you got a rear differential on an 18 wheeler. So dragging the tires and you're dragging gears and all kinds of stuff. Okay, we can have a few people in the box now that she's gone. We're gonna be. Hey, Terry.
I'm wondering if the reason the police, I know the police are doing their job, but does she have a male family member that maybe could talk to them? Because sometimes when a wife is involved, her emotions get
Right,
over.
right.
If we could get her to call, get a family member, maybe his brother. I don't know if she has a son-in-law or anything that could call and speak with the police department, and it might give him more information, give him
I
them
just
more.
wrote that down.
Also,
Yes,
another
Jeter.
she said there wasn't any stores. He may have stopped at a store way down the road that you could check and show the picture to the
He stopped at
gas
the truck
attendant.
stop at mile marker 126.
Yeah,
Um,
take that flyer in there and show. But I would go a
no,
little farther
it
back.
was on video. It was verified it was him. He was there for 16 minutes. The truck stop was actually closed
Yeah,
because it's
I'm
a
just
mom
trying
and
to.
pop truck stop, so it closes at night. But he was on the video surveillance, and he was on the video surveillance. No problem, Summer. He was on the video surveillance for the DOT camera that caught him at the Fort Dodge exit. Yes, he was late picking up his load, Iowa chick, and Sarah explained that. Sorry, y'all, my dogs are going crazy. She said that he came through to see his daughter, the older daughter, and change clothes, and he wanted to scrub his arms and face and stuff off because he felt gritty. So he was late getting his load, yes.
I think if on there, I would check some other gas stations in that area just to be sure
Right.
that somebody may have seen him.
Okay, Crime Talk with Lala. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much for the flyers. Okay, Dan. No problem. I'm not going to be on here for a long time because I know at 5:30 on Dan's page he's doing a birthday party for Summer Wells out of Tennessee, so we're all going to join that.
Yeah, everybody, please join that, please.
Hi, Joanne. Yeah, we're all going to go on Missing in the USA's page at 5:30, and there's a birthday party for Summer Wells' 18th birthday. Grab a cupcake, a candle, and join us. Was there a determined reason why he stopped where the truck was stopped? No. No, and now that she tells me that there was skid marks at the exit, I don't believe he drove that truck to where they were stopped. At all. I don't believe it.
Either I think somebody who didn't know how to drive it though.
That's exactly what happened. Somebody was trying to get in first and second gear, and that's probably as far as they got because 18 speed has high, low switches and all kinds of stuff. So it's not a very easy standard to drive in trucking industry, and a lot of people can't drive it. Yes, Sparkle, very first time hearing about that. In all the interviews I saw, everything I did, nobody said, okay, Ashley, nobody said about those tire marks. So he stopped to see daughter, change his clothes, No. So he was late to pick up the pigs, Bull, because he stopped at home real quick. He stopped at home to change his clothes, wash his arms and face off, and then speak to his daughter, and then get in his truck and go. He was the last one loaded.
Have you noticed lately when we've done these, people in their own states haven't heard anything about this?
Yes, it's scary. Yes, Jake, they could have left the air brakes on too. There's so many different scenarios, but I do know that yes, the camera saw him leaving, Rachel, and then after that, a DOT camera caught him on 20 West at the Fort Dodge exit, and it was him. They verified it. Nita, I don't know if you have 18 speeds in Mexico. Bobby said it's been on the news here in Iowa. Beloved, yes, he was by himself. Rebecca, I'm in Iowa, and this is first time hearing this. This needs to get more attention. How far is the DOT camera from where his truck was? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I can look. Huh?
Those kids were not in that truck,
No, his kids were not in there.
but I'm glad they weren't.
No, yo, me too. No problem, Kate. No problem. Whatever happened to him, I think happened to him at that exit. Similar disappearances happened all over the U.S. Why isn't PD seeing a pattern? Because they're happening in different states. And so those PDs don't talk to the other states' PDs. So basically, this would actually have to be, Alicia, it was found on, give me 1 second. 1 second, guys.
Someone
On
asked,
US 71, north of Highway 20 in Sac County.
somebody asked, do you know if they used drones or aircraft to look for him?
They did. The ATVs, drones, heat-seeking stuff, dogs. They did a lot.
But you know why they do that, throw in the clothes to put the scent off.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think it was thrown by whoever took. I honestly believe this man was taken. For what reason, I don't know. But just for everything that they're saying, everything that I've looked up, and everything that Sarah just told us today, I believe this man was taken. For what reason, I don't know. They didn't rob him. They didn't take his money. They didn't take anything. They wanted him.
I agree.
No, Angie. No, the pigs didn't eat him. The trailer, there was no sign of him in there. Bob, I'm sorry. You know, you guys, this is the sad thing about these missing people cases like this. People live in the same area and they don't even know about it. That's why I brought my organization to TikTok, was to make sure everybody knew about missing persons.
Anita, another thing.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't think it was one person. There had to have been at least 3 people.
She said she said 2. She said at least 2.
I mean, think about it. They had to drive the truck. Somebody had to it had to been to at least 3. One to
Yep.
drive the truck and 2 people to hold him in a vehicle. He fought. They don't
Right.
doubt he didn't.
And you guys, just so you know, this truck right here is worth a lot of money. This is an older model 379 Pete Longnose, 18 speed, and it's custom. So if they wanted to rob him, they would have taken the truck. Also, he bought another rare 379 Peterbilt that he was restoring so that he could drive it, and it was yellow. The wife has both trucks.
She said he had over $2,000 in his wallet.
Yeah, I mean, they carry a lot of money,
Free.
Terry. They
Yeah,
do.
it wasn't a robbery. They just took his money. And they didn't.
No, Jeter girl. Not the same company. Yes, Pegs. And they just left. They would have someone who, yes, absolutely. So if they were trying to rob him of this truck and money and all that, they would have brought somebody who knew how to drive this truck. Yes, they did. So they did a search at the hog pickup site and they questioned everybody. They left his phone, wallet, keys in the truck. Suzette, she said not that she's aware of. He was a homebody. He went to work and home. Please don't talk about the amount of money drivers carry. I know, it's unfortunate. I'm sorry. But she mentioned it. That's the only reason why we talked about it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I brought it up. But I think the reason they left his phone and all that, they couldn't track it.
Hey, Nina, what happened with the car that was broke down? What car? Yes, they have the truck. She has the truck. They didn't consider it a crime at the time. They let her take the truck home. His mechanic brought the truck, parked it, Then they came and got it, looked at it, and then she's got it back.
Dan mentioned something in the chat. I tried to get him to say it again. Maybe that's what he wanted to talk to you about, a car.
I didn't hear about the car broke down. I said that this is the way I think it would have went down. I said maybe somebody was broke down at that exit and said, "Hey, we need help just up the road." And he went to go help them, but she said she didn't think he would do that loaded. Now, knowing that cattle drivers and cattle haulers and pig haulers and people like that with live animals, they normally don't stop.
And he was also running behind, so I don't think he stopped.
So there's not in the truck and they got out. I don't know what you mean, agency. Helena, the truck was not parked. The truck was left in the driving lane. Dan, do you want to come in a box now? Exactly. Bobby said livestock haulers don't have time to stop. They don't. They run off paper logs. They have different laws. It's completely different. Okay, Dan. Do you think it's feasible to search in Nebraska since there are many missing from there? I mean, it is feasible, but what I want to do is get up here. I got to see where he loaded. I want to drive the whole route, stop at the mile marker 126 truck stop, make sure I pass the Fort Dodge camera, get off on the highway where he got off, and go exactly where the truck was. I need to see it all to process it. Before I can... And if this case turns out, did he go on long rides ever? How long as he was away from home? I don't know what that means. There was a theory that him and other missing persons were possibly set up by someone. I said the same thing. She did say it was on Google Maps, but I'm the type of person that my brain works a little bit better if I'm there. I mean, my brain works great, but in order to tell her, get up there and help her and search and do things like that, I need to see everything.
You have the route he did, so you understand everything step that he took.
Absolutely. And that's the best thing for us. That's why we're doing fundraising, guys, because our nonprofit, we have to pay for ourselves to get up there. We have to pay for a hotel. We have to pay for everything while we're up there. So that's why we're doing fundraising. Or why Terry's doing fundraising.
A minute. Yes. If you guys will donate, her Cash App is in her bio, so we can get it. Because she doesn't have the money to do it herself. So it's up to us to help her, to get her there so we can get this case solved.
Sparkle, I thought that was the original theory that I said. He was supposed to be going south on 71, but he went north. Let me double check. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at my notes. Yes. So he would have been on Highway 20 West, and then he would have got 71. He was supposed to go south, and he went north. I don't know, Sparkle. Beloved, I don't think it was him in the truck. Now that we know that there were drag marks at that intersection, I don't believe he was driving that truck.
Did you see what Dan just said?
No, I didn't.
Dan said, hold on, where'd it go? What I found might really surprise you.
Okay. Tiff said it's nice and clean here. You're welcome. Thank you, Tiff. But yeah, this is, I mean, I think if they were trying to steal the truck, couldn't drive it because he couldn't identify them, took him. I don't think so, Monica. They would have taken the money in the wallet. And possibly his phone. I didn't ask her what time. He's got an iPhone of some kind because he had AirPods. And those were left behind in his jacket. Yes, Shannon, this is missing truck driver David Schultz, who's missing out of Sac County, Iowa. His truck was found in the road. He's been missing for 75 days. Yes, full of heart, I saw that. The AirPods were in the pocket of his jacket that was left on the side of the road. I believe the jacket was left there as a deterrent for the scent. It was him driving. We can verify that he was driving the truck all the way to Highway 20 West at the Fort Dodge exit. Past the Fort Dodge exit, there's no cameras that could verify he was driving the truck. Munchie, I said the same thing. Yes, Stella, 75 days. This happened in November. This happened on November 21st, 2 days before Thanksgiving. The dog stopped. So the dog stopped right at the field. Right there. The dog didn't go very far at all. The dog just stopped. You know, if you know canines, when they stop and sit, that's it. They're done. The dog was ready. He's like, I don't smell him anymore. I did hear it's been all over the news up there in Iowa. I did a live a week or two ago, just talking between all of us. We didn't have Sarah on it, but I spoke to Sarah through a friend of hers, or I think she's a sister-in-law or something, Jamie, and that's how she wanted to come on the platform. Yes, Munchie, I'm going to do everything to get the flyer. I'll probably print some and go to the truck stops around here too. I've got plenty of truck stops right down the road for me. And my husband had some flyers as well, because he's a truck driver and he drives in that area. Bob, his wife said that. His wife said it may have possibly seen something he wasn't supposed to. Exactly. Yes, Munchie. Along 20 in Nebraska. Beloved one, absolutely. Stella, I don't know. I covered it with Nicole. We did a live when I couldn't go, when I got bananaed. And we talked about it. It's on my page. It's on my page itself, this page. And it's this is the first time I got to interview Sarah. Agency, I don't know. Honestly, basically there's going to have to be a lot of investigation in this case before we can head up to Iowa, because we got to know everything and we got to figure everything out before we go there. What do you mean he might have seen something he wasn't supposed to? So any kind of, let me watch my TikTok words. Any kind of criminal activity? Those marks, sorry, I've got allergies today, guys. Yes, Lisa Farley. Well, I truly and honestly believe this man was kidnapped, y'all. I don't believe that he's in a field anywhere around there. I trust the Cajun Navy and all the searches that they did. I really do. Not to mention they had scent dogs out there. They had the heat-seeking radar. They have the truck, Elise. It was left in the middle of the road. Hey, Savory. I mean, the only logical theory with everything that's gone on so far is that he was actually taken. Now, taken for what? We don't know. Because he wasn't robbed. Exactly, Bob. They wanted him. For one reason or another, and that's the part of the investigation. Full of heart, I do too. I really, really support the Cajun Navy. They wanted that man for some reason. Let me check a message real quick, guys. Okay, Dan. I got you, sir. He was a top owner operator. So this guy, Les, apparently didn't have I don't know if he did or not, but David was an owner operator. So David's money is different than a company driver's money. No problem, Kimber. That's what I'm here for. The Cajun Navy is actually they do search and rescue, but they also do disaster assistance. So when there's big hurricanes and stuff like that, exactly, full of heart. So when Hurricane Harvey went in, they used the Cajun Navy. We went out there with our semi-trucks, and we used our refrigerated trailers as places to put unalive people. Unfortunately, with a botched police investigation of the truck, you'll have to interview people. Yeah, absolutely. But the Cajun Navy is also a nonprofit. They're not everywhere, but they are in a lot of different states. So I'm glad. I'm going to reach out to the guy that helped her. I know you do, Dan. I'm going to get off live here in a second and we're going to talk about it. Kimber, you're late. This is missing truck driver David Schultz. He's been missing for 75 days out of Sacs County, Iowa. This is the truck he was driving right here. The night he went missing, the truck was found the next day, 15 hours after he got to the location where the truck was found. The truck was found in the middle of a drive lane, not parked, but it had the lights off and the motor was off. They found his phone, wallet, cash, everything in the truck, and they found his jacket in a ditch by the truck. Let me see. I don't know, Elise. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't. It upsets me. Was Cajun Navy in the chat, Mama? I didn't see him if they were. Okay, full of heart. So the truck was there for 15 hours. It's a very desolate road. Thank you. With a bunch of farmland. So people knew his truck because he was from that area originally. So people drove around it thinking maybe he was taking a nap or something. Why they didn't call it in, I don't know. Thank you, Dan. I don't know why they didn't call it in. But it took 15 hours. And actually, it was a Sac County employee that found the truck. That actually called the sheriff's department.
I want to say this one more time. You guys know that Nina has a nonprofit organization, so everything usually comes out of her pocket. We need to get to Anna. So if you do not mind,
thank you,
and feel in your heart to donate, go to her bio and donate so we can get her to Iowa to help this family. We would really appreciate it.
Everything is through my nonprofit. So PayPal is PayPal Give Charity. GoFundMe's through PayPal Give Charity. There's a Amazon wish list. I don't know, Britt. I don't have any idea, honey. Your finger's ready. Good job, mods. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much because Sarah came on here and she deserved to be respected in the comments, and I appreciate everybody that respected her. Certain investigations have to be done since he was hauling livestock or consumer consumption. Yeah, Kim, unfortunately, that's all I can say, you know. Yes, I do, Crafty House.
It's in her bio.
It's in my bio. Everything.
So you can go talk to Dan so you can get more information.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'll take a few more questions and then I'm gonna jump off so I can do some investigation before we have Summer Wells' birthday party tonight at 5:30 Central Standard Time on missing_in_USA's page. Terry, I don't know. We're going to his live. We're going to do the birthday party, guys. If you can grab a cupcake or a piece of cake and a candle, even if you can't, come join us. That'll be great. No problem, Munchie. I do the best I can. Gucci love. He was running a legal load and they don't need him anymore. What do you mean? Thank you, Jeter. It was his truck. No, I'm saying he's an owner-operator. That was his truck. He owned the truck. Thank you, Pac, and I admire you for coming in here and supporting us all the way from Canada. Thank you. Full of Hearts has Dan's website. TikTok in her comment right there and the time. I can't pin it because we're in a box. Thank you for all your help and what you're doing. You're appreciated. Thank you, Mima.
I'm going to jump down so we can pin it real quick, okay?
Okay. All right, everybody. If anybody wants to join us later on this afternoon, the pinned comment is where we're going to be. We'll be in Dan's live, Missing in the USA, having a birthday party online for Summer Wells out of Tennessee, still missing. She'll be 8 years old today. All right, everybody. No, nothing odd was found in his truck, Shelly. I'm going to do till 1:40 and then I'm going to jump off so I can talk to everybody. Get your cupcakes, yes. Did they take anything out of the back of the truck? No, they did not. Yes, Kim, I will. No, thank you, Debbie, for supporting. I appreciate it. So you can see the truck better. This is his truck. It's red and white striped. It's a 379 Pete. Long nose, 18 speed. Thank you, Pack, for being there. This is David. And these are his twin sons. You guys, the reason why I say this man did not just run away, or my thoughts on it, is he just bought a yellow truck that he was fixing up to get back on the road. It was a rare yellow Peterbilt. These two young kids right here were born through IVF. He wanted those babies. And those kids are like, she said they're his shadows. They're like his little best friends. He was hauling pigs, yes. No leads, imperfectly me. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for supporting. Just being in here is supportive to me. That means a lot. Yes, you can take the flyer from the page. I'm going to, there's a video that Lala tagged me in, but I'm going to post this flyer too. As soon as we get off of here. I believe someone wanted to haul rugs for them. Put a D in front of the rugs. I know. You know, and there's a lot of possibilities, guys. Because truck drivers, they can force them to work. I mean, they really can. No problem. And I don't want to mess up your name. Is it yeah? I do not want to mess that up. Hey guys, I know Jackie told, or I'm sorry. I'm going out of here. Terry told everybody to donate. I don't care if you donate a quarter, a dollar, a dime. It doesn't matter. Everything goes back into the search and rescue and helps out. I don't require you donate anything. Just donate if you want to. The pigs were in the truck for 15 hours, yes. They did not get unloaded until the Sac County employee found the truck, called it in, and then they had another truck back up to his truck, so the trailers were back to back, and they unloaded the pigs from one trailer to the other, and no pigs were lost in the transition. They got the pigs where they needed to be, so that's a good thing. All right, guys, any more questions? I'm going to get off at 1:40, so we've got 4 more minutes here. Everybody, thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. Supporting is not just donating $1. Supporting is likes, shares, being in my live, asking questions, trying to help us share the news. All of that is a lot of support, and that's what we need. We have to get more of these cases out in the public eye because obviously there's people in comments too, Terry, exactly. There's people in Iowa who live not too far from here that haven't even heard about this. No updates, Courtney. Unfortunately, no. We don't have any updates on David. Except the fact that High Crime Tiger, except for the fact that he's still missing. And I believe he was taken. Some other people believe he was taken, but that's just me. I've been following this case since right after it happened due to the fact that I've been in the trucking business for 24 years. And my husband's a truck driver currently, and I believe he's in Iowa today. Yes, Mama. I'll see you at the birthday party. No, Jeter girl. He had 2K cash on him the night he disappeared. Dark Angel. This is David Schultz. He's a missing truck driver out of Sac County, Iowa. This is the truck he was driving when he went missing. They found the truck loaded with pigs, parked in the middle of the road, and David was missing. They've searched with dogs, drones, ATVs, on foot, and the whole 9 yards, and they have yet to find him. Exactly, Brad. If everybody could just share, that's donating to me. So this truck is back in the possession of his wife. These are his 2 twin sons who really miss their dad, and this is David. I believe he's 52. Yes, 52 years old. And wife says he was in great shape for 52. And he has to be to load hogs or cattle or anything like that in the back of the truck. The driver themselves actually has to do the loading and unloading, and they're responsible for any death. No, Jeter girl, the only thing that was found in his jacket was his pocket knife, a towel, which he always carries, and his AirPods. Yeah, Kim, definitely in good shape. Mel, my heart breaks too. She cried a little bit, in talking to us when she was on here for that hour, and she did the best she could. She did everything she could, guys. Do I think a trucker took him? No, Courtney. He did have a phone, but it was left in the truck. They didn't take it. If somebody kidnapped this man, they kidnapped this man because he was a truck driver and they needed him for something. Mel, she said the boys are doing okay. They are in counseling. Her and the boys. Yes, they need their home. They need their dad. The boys are right here. They're twins. And he had his twins later in life. And they were definitely wanted. They were done by IVF. He went missing November 21st, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Jeter girl, they did not check his truck for fingerprints. They did not treat his truck like it was a crime scene at all. They did not treat it that way. In fact, David's mechanic Dan drove the truck back to where he parked it, which is Dan's yard. And then 2 or 3 days later, the cops came and checked it out and took it and then brought it back. Yeah, I can't imagine what she's going through. I don't think so, Terry. Yes. Okay. So Courtney's asking, did they find the other guy that went missing in the same area? Yes. So the Cajun Navy, who was the volunteer search and rescue that was out there looking for David. No, J-Rod, no, I'm not. I retired from the Jets and Junior Rockets. They found the missing man, Brian, and I can't remember his last name right now. I can't remember his last name. They did find him unalive in the area they were looking for David. Exactly, Ange. They didn't look for evidence. They didn't immediately treat it like a crime scene and then go down to maybe he walked off on his own. They kind of just went, okay, he's missing. They didn't even have anybody to move the truck from the scene. Sarah called the mechanic. You were awesome. You helped put a lot when I was supposed to coach 12. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love the Junior Rockets. I was with them for 20 years. All right, everybody. I got to go. I got to go do some more research. And then, like I said, everybody, we're going to be at Missing in the USA's page at 5:30 Central Standard Time for a birthday party for Summer Wells, who's missing out of Tennessee. I love everybody, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you.